of Truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning and welcome to INCRadio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. I'm Sister Lara J. Evangelista, and today is Saturday, June 29th, and we are talking about the recent Unity Games Championship Finals activity in the District of Washington, D.C. We actually have two special guests today, and we'll have them kick off our discussion this morning with some introductions. Brother Jim.
Oh, sorry. Hi. Good morning and hello to everyone out there. My name is Brother Jim Luna. I'm from the locale of Temple Hills, Maryland.
Good morning, Paul. My name is Brother J. Luna. I'm a He of the locale of Temple Hills, and I participated in the basketball games during Unity Games.
Awesome. And the He is one of the youth organizations in the Church of Christ, and I know that they had a separate team for that, for our basketball competition this year, and I think I heard that we had a champion in the room today. Did your team take home the championships for our district this year?
Yes, we did.
Awesome. And then for Brother Jim, I think the Book Lord, which is the married organization, you guys also took home a victory this year, didn't you?
Yes, for second place.
Awesome. And how long have you both been playing basketball?
I've been playing since about 3 years old.
Oh my goodness. And you're how old now?
I'm 12 years old.
So that's 9 years, right? That's 9 years, right? If I'm good at math. And how about you, Paul, Brother Jim? How long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since when I was 5 years old.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm not going to tell you my age now.
It's okay. You look like you're still, in your teens, in your 20s. So that's so awesome. I'm so glad that you were both able to take home championships this past weekend at our Unity Games finals. I want to ask, as some of the reigning champions of basketball in our district, how was your overall experience with our activity?
It was very good fun. It was a great experience, and I want to thank all the Kadiwas who gave me the chance to play and actually, score on the basketball court. So it was a very fun experience, and we created a lot of new memories as well.
That's so amazing, Brother J-Fel, and I'm sure the Kadiwas, by the way, are the older organization, so they are usually 18 years old and above and unmarried, while the He organization is between the ages of 12 and 15 within the church. So it's really amazing that you've been able to watch your ates and kuyas, your older brothers and your older brothers play basketball growing up, and now you get to play with them. And I'm sure they're so proud of you for you're probably the MVP on your team, aren't you? And so, Brother Jim, how did you feel how are your, overall experience with the Unity Games finals last weekend?
Well, Sister Lara, I've been doing this for a long time, but every time we have Unity Games, the feeling is the same. The excitement, the fun of the brotherhood, it never changes. It's always there, and you're always looking forward to it.
That's awesome. I know so many brethren all over the world look forward to Unity Games every single year. It's one of the biggest events that we have within the church, isn't it? And we get to see so many brethren in their element playing sports, and it's awesome how sportsmanship can always bring together the unity of the brethren. Yeah. So with that, I'm curious to know how both of you were able to prepare with your teams for the Unity Games finals.
So our team was able to prepare for the finals by getting our mind right, drinking a lot of water, creating a special bond as a team, and just like working out. We can work out as a team or by ourselves, and most especially like pray for the moment. Yeah. So
that's awesome. And how about Brother Jim?
Well, he said it pretty much. The preparation, the focus, the discipline in your body. those are very important factor for you to perform better and smarter on the real competition.
Right.
It's
And
very, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I'm sure that's important, preparing both physically and mentally, so you have that holistic, you walk into the competition with that holistic preparation, and you're in the zone and you're ready to take home the championship, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately we didn't.
Well, you took the second place championship. So both of you were all winners. We're all victors here. But I mean, what would you say are the main differences between how you and your teams prepared for the Unity Games preliminary competitions versus the final competition?
We knew the finals were gonna be way harder, so like we prepared like pretty much like 2 times more than we usually did for the Unity games, like preliminary games. So yeah, that's pretty much how we did it.
Awesome. Yeah, it was higher stakes, it's the championship title on the line, right?
Hmm.
Awesome. And Brother Jim, did you notice any differences maybe with the intensity of your training? Did you guys practice some more, have longer practices or anything like that in preparation for the finals?
It's just for me it's just the mindset of you have to approach things the same most of the time, and you just have to be ready. You have to sleep early so that your body can react properly to the real competition. The preliminary, you play more, but in the championship you play less, but at the same time you give more effort because the intensity is going to be a lot bigger than what it
Right.
is.
Right. So like less games but higher stakes.
That's high.
Maybe even longer games if it really
Yeah,
comes.
are you right about that? Because that it was a stop clock on the championship.
Right.
The game was longer.
Right. And I'm sure that's how it tends to be when it comes to the higher stake games, right?
Yes.
So with you guys being able to play, both of you seem like you spent your whole lives playing basketball, and both of you, and I'm not sure, I know Brother J-Phil, you have another brother, right? Does he also play basketball?
Yes, but he does. He actually played in the CWS for the Unity games. Well,
That's really cool. So he got to play with the other children in the Children's Worship Service organization during the Unity Games. Well, that's awesome. So it's a family sport, right? You guys all play together. What's it like to have so many shared experiences and, bonding opportunities with basketball as a sport, as a family?
we're all very close ball. Basketball brings us all together. We can create more memories out of it, and like we do a lot of fun stuff because of basketball ball. So
Yes. It's pretty fun. My wife will prepare everything, like the food and all that stuff. She actually gets stressed out. Okay, it's Unity games. It's AAU games. What do I prepare for my boys to for lunch? Those things. But then it gets chaotic at times because we have to prepare our clothes. So those kind of little situation makes a family stick together. And we always pray. That's the first thing we do is to pray and keep us safe at all times.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I'm so happy that your family gets to bond through basketball. And then, you spend your whole life practicing together and honing those skills and becoming stronger athletes as a family. Then you get to bring it into activities like the Unity Games.
Yes, and it's pretty special. I've been training JFL since he was 3. It gets tough at times, but he's a very good listener, and he listens well. So those training that he did or doing now, he can apply it to the real game, and I'm really proud of that.
That's
For
so amazing. And you know what? Sister Lilbeth Talons actually says when we're talking about basketball in Washington, D.C. district, the Lunas are really popular. So you
oh
have some
no, thanks.
fans from outside of the district too.
Well, there's a lot of good families out there that did it, and we're just trying to um,
at the way.
yeah, spread spread the word, and like the Ignacio family. They're
Right. There's so many families that
Yeah.
actually do also have like a father-son coaching dynamic. So I'm actually so curious about that. What was it like having that father-son coaching dynamic for, going on 9 years, and even with your little brother as well? Like, you've been coaching him for a while too. So how would you describe the dynamic that you guys have, and, maybe your coaching style? Is it proactive versus reactive? Do you, use reward systems and you say, okay, if you make 5 free throws in 60 seconds, you get ice cream after practice? Or maybe the opposite. If you miss 5 free throws, you have to do 20 push-ups.
Well, I'm a little bit of both. I try to correct them when I see mistakes. There's a silly mistakes and there's a good mistakes. I couldn't stand the silly mistakes, but if they do the mistakes that it's that they do the right thing and then it became a mistake, that's okay with me. He was the MVP 2 years ago in a league, and I reward him with I asked him what he wanted, and then those things will kind of like give them more confidence and motivations to do better.
Right.
So it's tough sometimes as a father because sometimes they won't listen anymore. So I have to bring up other coaches so that they can hear different voices, and that will make them better. But
Right.
it was very tough. You have to give a lot of time, with work, and then you go home, and then you want to make sure you have time for my kids, and but the reward is very nice, and I get so happy and satisfied with the result.
Right. And it's really nice that, after a long and stressful day at work, you're able, or school, you're able to just come home and be in your element with your family and leave it all on the court.
Correct. And I don't let them stay in the room play a lot of video games. If that happens, then we go out, we run, we play basketball in the backyard, and then there's also a question and answer where, okay, if this situation happened to you, what's your best option to do?
Wow. So
And
you're preparing them to problem solve on the
yes,
court,
correct.
even off the court.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if they didn't answer it right, give me 20 push-ups.
Oh my goodness. But it makes them stronger at the end of the day. It makes them stronger athletes. It builds that mental resilience and that strength that they need to be strong athletes. And it showed through our recent all of the victories that, you and your family have shared in the Unity Games activities and everything. So, speaking again of the Unity Games activity, what were your favorite parts of the activity?
Uh, my favorite part was probably when we knew we won the championship, because we were all close, we were all very excited, and we knew we made it so far as a team. And I'm really thankful to have that experience with the Cadillacs.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm sure, I mean, how did the game end? How did you know that you won?
Like there was a couple seconds, Paul, and we were up by a lot, maybe like 20. So
Oh.
that's when we knew we won.
So the clock ran out. That's so amazing. I'm sure that was such an awesome feeling for you and the team. And how about Brother Jim? What was your favorite part of the activity?
My favorite part is just seeing, my older friends and playing with my former teammates. Because before everyone was from Temple Hills, and then we kind of got divided, and that gives me more motivation to play better because I know how my former teammates play. And even if we took the second place, I'm still very happy that I got to play with them, with my age, and then seeing them when they were growing up. And now I'm playing with them because they're book club now, and that's pretty special.
Right. And I'm sure we saw in the pictures how big the teams have been in the past, right? And I
Yeah.
know as the church continues to grow and establish new locales, sometimes athletes from the teams will get sorted into their new locations, but we're all still united in the same church and in the same spirit of sportsmanship and Christian brotherhood. So it's always nice to be able to reunite with them again in activities like the Unity Games. So my last question for both of you is, are there any lessons learned or main takeaways that you guys had from the championship games?
Um, I learned, well, that like the Kadiwa, they're pretty good. Um, like they're very athletic and strong, and I know that I have to prepare for that one day, because in a couple of years I'll be a Kadiwa, so I know I have to prepare for that.
Oh, that's really nice. And it's really nice to be able to look up to them as well. And once again, the Kadiwa organization is when you're 18. So you've got like, I have to do math again. That's like 6 years to go, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, hey, you have 6 years to grow taller, be stronger, and become a better athlete. How about Brother Jim?
Well, um, I learned. I'm still learning to just let go if I lose,
Mm.
and that's one of the toughest part for me, at least. Because when I was younger, when I lose, I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't relax. So then now I'm a little bit older. I tend to like forget about it, accept the fact that they won and we lost, and that gives me more satisfaction. And then I'm happy for the other team who won. And I just have to keep learning those situations. But it's always a blessing, especially with the unit games that we have. Thankful for the administration and to Eduardo Manoel.
Amazing. And someone once told me, I win or I learn. I never lose. And I think
Yeah,
that, failure is a choice. You only really fail if you
fell forward.
don't get back up. Yeah, you only fail. It's only failure if you give up. And
Correct.
that's a choice, right? So you win or you learn, you never ever lose.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. Before we let you go, do you have any special greetings you'd like to share this morning?
I just want to greet all my family, my mom, Feli Luna, and my dad, Jimmy Luna in the Philippines. We miss you so much and stay strong. And thank you again for the administration for continue to having the dynamics in the INC radio.
Awesome. And how about Brother JFL? Do you have any special greetings?
I want to thank my family, Paul, Brother Warnabe Manoa, for giving us the chance to play. And once again, thank you to the Kadiwas that gave me a chance to play as well.
That is so sweet. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And let's check out some of our greetings in the YouTube chat. So PV this morning says, good morning po everyone, happy viewing, and shout out to Home of the Champs. Go Bowie. Alfredo Trinidad says, good morning po brothers and sisters, greetings from Patuxent River. The Palabok at Unity Games was very good. I agree. Brother Shah Jahan Mohammed says, good morning to all the ministers and ministerial workers in our district, especially to Ka Sydney and Ka Richard po. And shout out to all the brethren in Winchester and Gaithersburg. Brother Matt Carl Talon says, thank Ka Jim Luna for inviting my son Carlisle to be part of their basketball team during one summer league outside Unity Games.
We miss you.
This is why you have fans in the other districts. And then for our discussion responses, we asked in the chat, what was your favorite part of Washington, D.C. Unity Games 2024? Sister Nidel Ann Ibarra says, my favorite part of Unity Games was the crazy digs and hits from the volleyball games for both men and women teams. I agree. Volleyball is actually my favorite sport. So I love watching that. Brother Shah Jahan Mohammed says, my favorite part was the dunk contest. Oh, the hype was real. Haha. I'm sure it was. And I think that actually, I forget which locale our champion for that came from, but congratulations to them.
Bowie.
Bowie. That's why they said Home of the Champs. Congratulations, Bowie. Sister Elisa Mojica says, ooh, yes, the dunk contest, very entertaining. Brother Jeff Lunar says, yeah, I love the dunk competition. AJ Barrera will bring it home next time.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then we also asked in the chat, what are some lessons learned through sports? Sister Nidel says, some lessons I learned during a game is that when you make mistakes, don't let your emotions affect you. You can take note and do better the next point. Positivity and optimism is your best friend. I completely agree. And in the realm of volleyball, I think someone once told me volleyball is the sport of looking up, because where's the ball? It's up. So if you make a mistake, don't look down. You're just going to miss the next ball if you're looking down. So yeah, thank you everyone for being so active in the chat, and make sure to comment every time you join INC Radio, every time you tune in to be featured in our discussion. And then with that, we are going to check out our CFO in action and see what happened in our recent district activities.
On Sunday, June 23, all-star athletes across the District of Washington, D.C. to witness the Unity Games Finals Championship Games. Through the Christians' competition and camaraderie, the brethren in Washington, D.C. enjoy cheering on all the athletes and sharing in the victories of this year's district champions.
And for our upcoming activities, tomorrow, Sunday, June 30th, there will be a CBI special gathering for all students and families at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Temple Hills Chapel. And following that will be our district-level Pasugo or God's Message magazine quiz. Let's check out what's happening next week on INCRadio, Washington, D.C.
Got a stable internet connection? Tune in on INCRadio, Washington, D.C. this Saturday, July 6th at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time as we recap the various plays and strategies of online games during our special Unity Games esports activity. Join us as we hear from our very own players and participants and look back on the continued sportsmanship and love of the brotherhood, even online. See you then.
Following us today is INCRadio Florida at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And for their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington, D.C. family for always supporting our broadcast, especially to our SEBSI president, Brother Angelo Manalo, and of course, a very special greeting to our Executive Minister of the Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for tuning in to INCRadio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. Stay unstoppable.
Bye.